What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, we're taking a look at the Sonnox Vocal Production Bundle because it's on sale for just $59 until October 20th, 2024. Now, in this bundle, you're going to get Cloro, their EQ. You're going to get Voca, which is their plugin that's made for getting quick results with vocals with compression and saturation. And you're also going to get a vocal doubler and vocal widener. All of this for $59. And of course, I'll have a link in the description if you want to check it out, learn more about it, or pick it up. So I want to highlight this deal because I feel this is a really good deal. Normally, Cloro goes on sale for $99, and Voca, I believe, was $39 or $49 at its intro price. So if you're looking at just those two, which to me are the most useful in this bundle, you're getting all of that for $59. The vocal doubler and vocal widener, we'll take a look at them. Not really, I'm not really crazy about them as far as effects that I would normally do for vocals. But if you're looking at this mainly for Cloro and Voca, you can look at this as just getting those thrown in as well, all for $59. All right, I got a vocal here from K Penny, and on this vocal, I'm going to be using all of the plugins in this bundle, but we're going to start with Voca. So this is the one that allows very easy use for compression and saturation to get a great sound really quickly. I reviewed this on my channel a while ago when it came out, and I was very impressed with it. Let's go over it. So now you have your input and output, and as the signal comes in, you can use this to adjust your compression, and you can use this to adjust your saturation. And then over here, when you turn on the soften, that's going to remove any harshness and sibilance in the vocal. So what we'll do for this vocal, I'll play it bypass right now, but we're going to use Voca to do the compression and saturation and clean up, and then we're going to use Cloro to add some high end to it, and then with the doubler and widener, we'll just add those to see what they do. All right, this is with it bypassed.
I love it when you bring me in closer, pretending that nobody here knows us. Don't I feel like you and me just in a sea of motion, pulling when I push it back, you caution that come forward.
All right, so let's start with some compression. So you see we have stabilize and we have squish. Obviously, the more we bring this over to the stabilize, the more we're going to get that, and the more squish is going to be more aggressive compression.
I love it when you bring me in closer, pretending that nobody here knows us. Don't I feel like you and me just in a sea of motion, pulling when I push it back, you caution that come forward.
So you can see when I head it all the way to the right, we're doing 100% or close to 100% of the squish, and really aggressive. You can really hear the compression going. I really don't want to hear the compression for this. I'm going to bring it back more towards the stabilize, and let's listen to what we got now.
I love it when you bring me in closer, pretending that nobody here knows us. Don't I feel like you and me just in a sea of motion.
All right, I'm good with that. Let's move over to saturate, where, of course, over here, if we do, like where I have it right now, I've got 100% of the saturate, which is probably going to distort. Well, I know it's going to distort doing that much saturation, but you can just use this to blend in your saturation to taste. So let's do that.
I love it when you bring me in closer, pretending that nobody here knows us. Don't I feel like you and me just in a sea of motion, pulling when I push it back, you caution that come forward. I love it when you bring me in closer, pretending that nobody here knows us. Don't I feel like you and me just in a sea of motion, pulling when I push it back, you caution that come forward.
All right, I'm good with that. Let's move over to soften so we can remove some of the harshness as well as some of the sibilance. We don't hear any sibilance in this, but we'll see what it finds.
I love it when you bring me in closer, pretending that nobody here knows us. Don't I feel like you and me just in a sea of motion. Pulling when I push it back, you caution that come forward.
All right, so you can see with this plugin, we don't have any gain reduction, attack, release. All of this is really made for people who aren't well versed in compression and knowing all those settings. You can get a good sound with this just with a few moves here. And with the soften, you see we just turn it up. Again, we don't have to know frequencies or anything like that. We're letting the plugin do the work. Let's bring this in and out and see what it's done.
I love it when you bring me in closer, pretending that nobody here knows us. Don't I feel like you and me just in a sea of motion? Pulling when I push it back, you caution that come forward.
All right, so you can hear vocals giving us a really polished sound here. And again, I haven't added any additional EQ or anything like that, but we're about to. So let's move over to Cloro. So Cloro is a EQ that it has three different views. We got produce, tweak, and mix. So this is the produce view, and it's set to 3 bands here. You can see what we got: low frequency, mid, and high. And then above this, you can see it's giving you some adjectives for those frequencies that you can see in between. Now, if we go over to tweak, if you're a little more advanced with EQ, this is what you're used to. And I don't know how many EQ points we can create with this, but if you do, let's just start with this here. I'm going to add, let's see, 2K. Let's add 3 dB at 2K, and I've already selected shelf 10K. Let's do 5 dB and really give it a high-end boost. Now you can see when I go to tweak now, those changes are reflected there. Now, there's no low cut on the produce view, but I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a low cut, and I'm going to play it and just see where I need to move this to.
I love it when you bring me in closer, pretending that nobody here knows us. Don't I feel like you and me?
All right, so that's good there. Now the mix view, and this is cool because with mix, you can have Cloro on other tracks, and you can see I have it on the synth, which is this track. All right, so I can see I have Cloro on the synth track, I have Cloro on the vocal, and I can see both of those here. And this blue that was lighting up in between there, that's the relationship between those two. If I had both of those playing at the same time, I forget what color it'll show, but you can see where frequencies are clashing, which is really nice. And you can also make moves here. So even though I'm on the vocal track, I can click on the synth track or see the synth track, which is the bottom one. And I can make EQ adjustments to this, even though I don't have Cloro pulled up on that synth track. So really nice features you have here with Cloro. All right, let's move over to, see, we've got vocal thicken and we've got vocal widener. Let's start with thicken.
I love it when you bring me in closer, pretending that nobody here knows us. Don't I feel like you and me just in a sea of motion? Pulling when I push it back, you caution that come forward.
All right, and then vocal widener.
I love it when you bring me in closer, pretending that nobody here knows us. Don't I feel like you and me just in a sea of motion? Pulling when I push it back, you caution that come forward.
All right, so like I said, not crazy about both of those. Neither of those are effects that I really go for when I'm doing vocals. But again, I think the highlight of this production bundle is Cloro and Voca. All right, so there's a look at Sonnox Vocal Production Bundle. Again, this is $59 until October 20th, 24, and I'll have a link in the description if y'all want to check it out, learn more about it, or pick it up. Definitely comment and let me know what you think about this bundle. I really feel like Sonnox plugins are underrated. Definitely let me know what y'all think in the comments. All right, if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a thumbs up, and if y'all want to continue to see content from me, then y'all know what to do.